Today, I'm checking out Severity, the highly anticipated storm chasing simulator. I've got exclusive access to the map, vehicles, and more. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in Severity development, and I must stress that everything that you're about to see is subject to change. It is not the final version. So with that out of the way, let's get ourselves a car. Now to do that, it's pretty simple. I just have to press B. I open up this menu here, which again, very much in development. We've got Tornado Attack, Tiv 1, Tiv 2, and a bunch of other cars. For now, we're going to go ahead and spawn in the Falcon Scavenger, which I already have purchased, but you can see here's a bunch of options. You've got your top speed, the drivetrain, weight, all of the great information you need when you're going to purchase a vehicle. We can also switch to different trim levels. I believe that the Jeep does have a bunch of different trim options. Yeah, you can see that there. There's only two, but this is a great example of what it will look like in the final game. But now with the vehicle purchased, I can press tab, and this opens the main menu. I can see the environment, the team, or basically the people that are in the server. I've got the server itself. We have a shop that doesn't exist, and settings that don't exist. But it's a basic layout. I'm going to open the garage here, and we will spawn in one of the two Falcon Scavengers. It looks like there's a bug there that's got to be worked out, but again, very much in development. We'll spawn this bad boy in and we're ready to go. Now to get in, you don't actually walk up to the vehicle like in other storm chasing games. You just got to press F and you're in. And then I'll start the car, shift into drive, and we're ready to go. Now you'll immediately notice that there is no sound. Sound design is not in the game yet. But there we go over some railroad tracks, and you can really see that suspension in action. And that is one of the things that I think is most interesting about Severity, is its driving physics. Now, a lot of people may overlook the driving physics and say, well, it's all about the tornadoes, the damage, and so on and so forth. But I do believe that driving is half of what makes a storm chasing game good. You spend a lot of your time getting from point A to point B, or going to the target area and then chasing the actual storm. And I think it's lacking in some storm chasing games, so it's good to see Severity taking it as a main focus. Now I can activate cruise control. I just got to press V on the keyboard and we are set. You can see I can actually raise the speed with these little arrows here, and I'm driving off the road, so let's get back into the lane. I can lower the speed, and 75 looks good to me. So this is one of the more completed vehicles. I will be showcasing some of the interceptors like Tornado Attack, Tiv 2, and a little bit of Tiv 1, but Tiv 1 is very bare bones. One of the things that I really enjoy about this Severity test build is seeing the terrain. We've got a lot of rolling hills, and it actually prevents you from seeing all the way across the map as it would be in real life. You know, you can't really see all the way across the state, can you? You can only see till the top of a hill here and there, and maybe when you crest a hill, you might be able to see a little bit further, but it's still blocked off after a long distance. And in Severity, it's done very well, especially when you get over to the northwestern portion of the map, even just in the western portion of the map. And our turn is coming up here for Zap Wakota. We're gonna pull into the town here, and this is very cool. It does feel very real, even though it is a Roblox game. Here we are. You can see we've got the downtown strip. We got some buildings here. We got a little automotive shed. The houses are also a lot better. They're more detailed. We've seen these in leaks before. You can find a lot of those leaks on their social media pages, but you've got a covered garage there as well as some nice interior detail to those homes. And the walls aren't like a foot thick, which is nice. Usually we're kind of used to seeing the Roblox storm chasing houses be like blocky. These are not blocky. But as you can see, we've got a farmstead out here looking pretty nice. Fairly accurate. I mean, I've spent a little bit of time in North and South Dakota on my ventures with Team Dominator, and man, they've nailed it here. Wilza and the map development team have really made it feel like you are driving around in that part of the country. And it is starting to get a little bit late outside, so we're going to turn on our headlights because we are on a road without any lighting. It's gonna get dark fairly quick out here. Now we are back on paved roads, which does feel good. We're not rocking around on those dirt roads. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Well, somebody did not build the roads properly, and it does appear that we've had a catastrophic crash. But that is okay. That is a great segue into another vehicle we're going to check out while we have a little bit of daylight left, the TIV 2. We're going to drive this until the sun sets because there are no lights on it currently, so driving at night in this is probably going to be a bit of a pain. But man, this thing is just like a boat. It drives like a boat, it handles like a boat, and as you can see when I rock this thing back and forth, the suspension is very accurate. For those that don't know, I spent some time chasing with the TIV. I know how the TIV handles and drives, and this is pretty much it. It's like 99% accurate here. Now, it looks like I'm topping out about 95. I think we can get this thing to 100. I think that is possible, but it might be a tad bit difficult. And I'm starting to see our destination over there to the southeast of the map. Oh yeah, we're doing 104 now. We're really scooting along in the TIV. This is probably the fastest I've done in the TIV in the dev build here. So we're going quick, but we're actually starting to slow down as we get this slight uphill slope. Off to the left is an airport that's under construction. We can actually see it on the map there. We're going to make a left turn here and start our way into the main city in the game. And I believe it's pronounced Bellarive? Could be wrong. It is also starting to get fairly dark out, so I'm going to go ahead and switch out to a different vehicle. We're going to go with the Overland Navajo, and there it is. All right, so here we are at Blues. This is in the main town here. We've got a well-developed parking lot. This looks to be pretty much filled out here. But for now, we're going to make our way to the other side of the map, over the river. We're currently in the River Valley part of the map, and look at those blue neon lights there. That's pretty cool. Another town that we're going to check out before we jump into the next thing we're taking a look at is Palmyra. This is another one that is getting close to final development. Still needs some more work, but there is a lot of cool homes, trees, and different structures there to take a look at. There's actually a special type of home there that I think is super cool because I've seen it so many times before, and it's been replicated very well in Severity. Looks like we've got a farmstead out in the distance there. We might pull into that farmstead and check it out. And I have a feeling that I've been here before. But anyways, here it is. This is a cool little farmstead out in the middle of nowhere here. Let's go ahead and flip this thing around and make our way to Palmyra, another pretty cool town on the map. All right, so I've brought the daylight back, and the reason why I wanted to come back to Palmyra is, as I mentioned, there's some pretty cool houses. And one of them is these homes right here. They have a garage that's kind of lowered into the terrain. You've got some steps that go up to actually get into the house. Now, these are pretty cool because I haven't really seen any of these in a storm chasing game before. And I'm sure when a tornado comes through, it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens to them. All right, well, I found myself a really bad road. Now, here's the thing about these bad roads. You'll notice on the map, they're not marked. Just like in real life, most of these roads that you'll find, they're not great. They're not even put on maps because they're mainly roads created by farmers to get from one part of their property to the other. We just got to get up this hill and we will be free. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. And there it is. We're stuck. We are done. All right, with that, let's go ahead. Let's move on to the tornado testing place. It doesn't have the map in it, but it certainly has tornadoes. All right, so here we are in the tornado testing part of the development, and we are going to see how some of the vehicles fare against an incredibly violent tornado, 200 plus miles an hour, and there's our tornado. So let's spawn in a vehicle. Again, this is all strictly in development, subject to change, and we'll see how we do. So same thing, we're just going to open the garage, get ourselves a TIV 2, and what I'm going to do is just sit in the path. We can't deploy. That's not a feature quite yet. Still in development. But we are going to see how the TIV does fare. We're going to take the winds broadside, so pretty much the worst situation possible. All right. This looks pretty good. I am going to put this thing in park, though. and we're just going to wait and see. So far, so good, but, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out this is a strong tornado. We're starting to take a bit of wind load. We're shaking a bit. The vehicle's really starting to shake now. Here we go. We're getting straight on winds. There it is, right under the front of the vehicle. We are airborne. It is pretty intense. That's a pretty violent tossing of our TIV. That is what an incredibly violent tornado will do. And yep, there it is. We actually rode that one out. Usually I end up on my side, but that was incredibly violent. I actually have not seen that before, so we must have just been at the right angle to experience that full vertical lifting of the truck, and well, it resulted in that. Here we are. We're driving into the backside of it. I'm trying to keep it stable. Oh my gosh. Yep, there it is. Getting rolled. All right, well, let's go ahead. Let's load in a new tornado. Let's load in a new vehicle, and we'll see how we fare. It's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and reverse a little bit. It's coming this way quick. All right, we're putting it in park here, and it's ripping. It's coming right at us. We're going to take the southern edge of the tornado here. It's going to be strong winds. Oh, boy. Yep, we're shaking. You can see the vehicle's getting affected by the wind load. And you know what? We were just off to the side of the tornado. The gradient was just sharp enough that it spared us. But I'm not going to let that happen. We're going to go headlong straight into this thing and see how it goes. All right. Full speed ahead. This tornado is also moving at a breakneck pace. So there must have been some testing going on in here. And here we go. We're moving super quick, 70 miles an hour. We're in it. We're in it. We're sliding. We're definitely sliding, but we drove through it. That's amazing that we were able to actually drive through that. This might be a slightly weaker tornado. Let's find out. We're holding our own here. Oh, yeah, we're sliding. We're shaking and sliding. Oh, my goodness. Well, we stayed on the ground. We would have survived that. We just would have slid, and we did. So there we go. All right, now we got the TIV 1. I'm going to park it the same way. Really going to try to get a direct intercept here. It's a little hard to judge the motion, but man, these tornadoes look fantastic. We're going to go ahead and back this thing up a little bit. Here we go. All right, this is it. We're taking the strong winds right here. Brakes are on. Oh, it's not doing much. We're staying on the ground, though. Well then, that is a pretty cool test of the tornadoes and some of the physics. Again, it's all in development. There's still a lot more particle things that need to be added, and also a bunch of tornado stuff that needs to be tweaked. But still, despite that, you can't lie. This thing looks really good, and I'm really excited to see where Severity goes moving forward from here. Well then, that is a first look at Severity, or at least the development of Severity. There is a lot of cool things going on with this game. I am super excited to play it on release when everything is done. I'm sure there's going to be more videos in the future checking out things in development, also when the game actually launches. So with that, if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see y'all next time, guys. Goodbye.